Have you ever wondered what it's like to drive a car that could end your life with just one mistake? These aren't just fast machines, they're some of the deadliest vehicles ever made. In this video, we dive into the world of cars that demand skill, precision, and nerves of steel. From beastly engines to near impossible handling, these cars don't just test your driving abilities, they push them to the limit. Cars come in many forms: city-friendly sedans, off-road monsters, and high-performance sports cars. But some cars belong to a completely different category: dangerous machines. These aren't just about speed, they are about raw power and absolute control. And with that comes a level of danger that can cost you everything if you're not careful. But here's the twist. Not every fast car is dangerous. Take the BMW M5 CS for example. It packs 635 horsepower, but with advanced safety features and all-wheel drive, it's a car built for control. But then there are cars that, when they were designed, safety was an afterthought. And those are the ones we're talking about today. Let's start with the Dodge Viper, perhaps the most notorious car on this list. When it first hit the streets in 1989, the Dodge Viper was a monster with an 8-liter V10 engine producing 400 horsepower. And that's just the beginning. Later models like the Venom 1000 cranked up the power to a staggering 1000 horsepower. There were no electronic driving aids, no ABS, and no airbags, just raw, untamed power. It was a rear-wheel drive manual transmission beast, requiring the kind of skill most drivers didn't have. In fact, professional drivers even struggled to tame it. The Viper was a car that could easily send you off the road, and in some cases, off a cliff. It's no surprise that many of them didn't survive their first owners. Then there's the Porsche Carrera GT, which earned a tragic nickname, the Widowmaker. Porsche built this car with a Formula 1 engine, a 5.7-liter V10, producing 612 horsepower, but it was a nightmare to control. With minimal electronic assistance and a ride height of just 86 millimeters, the Carrera GT would lose grip at the slightest bump in the road, sending the car into uncontrollable spins. Even experienced drivers couldn't handle it. Sadly, the car's deadly reputation was confirmed in 2013, when Paul Walker lost his life in a crash behind the wheel of a Carrera GT. The car wasn't just dangerous for inexperienced drivers, it was dangerous for anyone who didn't respect it. Porsche even issued a warning to dealerships, telling them the car was so sensitive that it couldn't even cross a beer can on the road without losing control. Take the Ferrari F40 for example. This legendary supercar, released in 1987, had a 2.9-liter twin-turbo V8 engine, producing 478 horsepower, impressive for its time. But despite its iconic status, the F40 was notorious for its lack of driver aids. No ABS, no power steering, and a lightweight body that felt every bit of the road's imperfections. It was a car that demanded the utmost skill and focus from the driver. It was fast, no doubt, but if you weren't paying attention, that raw power could easily get the best of you. It didn't forgive mistakes, and that's what made it so dangerous. The F40 became infamous for being a car that only the bravest could master. Another car that demands respect is the Lamborghini Diablo. When it was released in the 1990s, it was the fastest production car in the world, with a top speed of 202 miles per hour. The Diablo's 5.7-liter V12 engine produced 485 horsepower, and it was designed to give a thrilling, almost uncontrollable driving experience. The car's extreme performance was paired with a rear-wheel drive system and a heavy clutch, making it a challenge even for experienced drivers. The Diablo's lack of modern electronic aids made it a difficult car to tame, and the car's aggressive nature meant that a small mistake could quickly result in a catastrophic crash. It was a car built for thrill seekers, but it demanded a level of control that many didn't possess. Finally, we can't forget about the Shelby Cobra 427. This American muscle car is considered one of the most dangerous cars ever made due to its raw, untamed power. With a massive 7-liter V8 engine producing over 425 horsepower, the Cobra 427 was a lightweight, powerful beast. It had no modern safety features, no stability control, and very little in terms of driver assistance. assistance. The car was prone to oversteering, and with the right foot on the accelerator, it could easily get away from you. Despite its small size, the Cobra 427 could be a nightmare to handle, especially for those unfamiliar with its violent power. It became infamous for throwing its drivers into dangerous situations, and many were lucky to walk away after pushing it too hard. Next, we have the TVR CERBERA Speed 12, a car that shouldn't have been on the roads at all. Originally designed for racing, this beast was powered by a 7.7-litre V12 engine, producing 960 horsepower. The car was so unstable that even the designers admitted it was too dangerous for public use. They tried to make it roadworthy, but despite their best efforts, it was clear that it wasn't just a car. It was a death trap. The project was eventually scrapped after the company realized that even seasoned drivers couldn't handle the car without risking their lives. Only a few of these cars were ever built, and they were taken apart or placed in museums, their destructive potential forever locked away. Another car that makes this list is the Aston Martin 177. This British masterpiece came with a 7.3-litre V12 engine, producing 760 horsepower. Despite its luxury design, the 177 had a deadly side. One of its early owners crashed the car almost immediately. The rear-wheel drive setup, combined with the insane power, made the 177 a car that was too much for most drivers to handle. Only 77 of these were ever made, and given its limited production, this car became a collector's item, and a constant reminder that power without control is a dangerous thing. Lastly, we have the Porsche 930, an older but still highly dangerous car. Released in 1975, the 930 had a 3-litre turbocharged engine that produced 260 horsepower. Not massive by today's standards, but in its time, it was incredibly powerful. The problem? Porsche was still learning how to properly tune turbo engines, and the result was turbo lag. When you press the gas, the car didn't respond immediately. It hesitated and then suddenly shot forward with all its power. For inexperienced drivers, this was a recipe for disaster. Many of the Porsche 930s were destroyed in accidents, often after the turbo kicked in unexpectedly and sent the car flying off the road. These cars were built to be fast, but they were also built to be deadly. Whether it was the raw power of the Dodge Viper or the uncontrollable handling of the Porsche Carrera GT, these machines didn't forgive mistakes. If you didn't respect them, you didn't last long behind the wheel. So if you ever dream of driving one of these beasts, just remember, speed is one thing, but control is everything. If you want to hear more about these dangerous rides and other crazy car stories, hit that subscribe button, and let's see what other secrets the road has in store.